Hi guys, happy Friday. We're going to be making a fun fold card today and we're using the Hey Chuck stamp set and dies, which looks like this. Isn't it cute? I love it. So, and it's a fun fold and I really don't know what to call it, so we're just going to call it the Center Pop Out Fun Fold, right? So I had received two of these cards, these type of cards from two of my glitter queens on my team. And I'm just going to go ahead and flip this over so I can show you those cards really quick, all right? So let's do that. There we go. All right, now we're cooking with gas, right? All right, so this card came from Rebecca. She sent me this card. I don't quite remember when it was, but I saved it because I love the design of it. So, and then of course you can put the panels on the back and have a place to sign the card, okay? So, and then this one came from Sharon, which is also one of my glitter queens, and she's also a moderator. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Rebecca. So this one is from Sharon, and look how cute. She used the little pig, I think this was from the On the Farm stamp set, back when Celebration was going on. Isn't it cute? All right, so that was Sharon's, and this is Rebecca's. Now, this is the one we're going to make today. It's so cute with the little Hey Chuck. So I kept it with the blue family. I felt like I wasn't really totally going with the blue because of the girls, but look, there's Sharon's and there's Rebecca's, and they're all in blue too. That wasn't planned. I just went with the blue because I thought it would be fun to make the chickens in blue. But it's so cute. Now look how cute. You can fold it closed like this, right? And this will fit into a regular size envelope. Or you can fold it like this. Push the ends together and then the center pop up. I guess that's why I got the name, right? Center pop up and then these 2 points go up. And then the card you can fold flat to put into your envelope. Okay, but it really makes a really cute display when it's displayed sitting up on a fireplace or an office desk, whatever. It's just a cute card. So we're going to go ahead and make this with the Balmy Blue, and I also got the new designer paper. So let me show you those measurements of all those pieces. Now the Hey Chuck and the Hey Chuck die and stamp set are sold in a bundle currently, so you can save 10%. Also, these are listed in the new annual catalog. So we're so excited about the roosters, right? All right, so we're going to use a piece of Balmy Blue. This is cut at 5.5 by 8, and we're going to score and cut this piece together. Then I grabbed a piece of the Subtles, and this is the Balmy Blue. This is the Subtles 6x6 designer paper, and you'll get a collection of all the colors, but I just pulled out the Balmy Blue, and this is the double-sided with the hearts and then the little slashes, okay? And then I'm going to use a piece of basic white, which is cut at 1 7/8 by 2 7/8. And that's going to be for the center pop-up piece of my rooster right here, okay? I love it. All right, so let's go ahead and get our paper trimmer. Let's cut and score our pieces first. And then we'll stamp and color in our roosters, even though I do got them cut and colored. But I want to show you what I did. So here's all my roosters. Aren't they cute? Let me put them on here for you to see them. And there's 4 different roosters in this stamp set. So I did one of each, and we'll decide what we want to do. I feel like I want to do it a little bit different with this card we're making today. All right, let's start with the base. This is your Balmy Blue 5.5 by 8.5. So we're going to score on the 8-inch side, we're going to score at 2. And we're going to score, not cut. Score at 2. And I'm just opening up my arm here. And then 6. Okay, so 2 and 6. Oh, I guess, you know what? I don't need to open up my arm. Then we're going to turn it on the 5.5-inch side, and we're going to line this up at 1 1/4 on this edge right here. So line it up at 1 1/4. And we're going to cut, let me fold these score lines. We're going to cut between the 2 and the 6-inch score line that we made right there. Okay, So we're going to cut at 1 1/4 on the edge. We're going to line this up at 1 1/4. And then taking your cutting blade, you're going to line this up at 2, which you guys know I put a piece of copy paper underneath my cutting arm so you can see it really good. Well, I could see it really good. See, like if you're using like a darker cardstock, it's really hard to see those numbers on the cutting arm. So I just put some Stampin' Seal on a strip of like a 1/2 inch piece of copy paper. And then I just stuck it to the back side of my cutting arm. So then the white is underneath those black measurements. Okay, so I can see it really, really good. So you're going to take your cutting arm and you're going to line this up at 2. And right where that arrow is, I guess you can see it. You're probably not going to be able to see it on the video. But on your blade, right where this centerpiece is, that's where the blade is. So I'm just going to line that up at 2. And then I'm going to cut it down to 6. Remember to keep this at 1 1/4 over here. Now you can also lift up your arm to make sure you reach the 2 and the 6, which looks good. Now we're going to turn it on the opposite side, and we're going to line this up at 1 1/4. Again, 1 1/4. Where am I at here? 1 1/4. And then we're going to line this up at 2. No, it's not at 2, is it? This isn't. Is that right? 2 and 6. 2. Yeah. This just doesn't look right. Let me make sure. Did I cut this down? Oh, I didn't cut it down. That's why I didn't. That's why it didn't look right. So this is normally 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, but you're going to cut this down to 8. That's why it didn't look right. So this is very important so it fits into your envelope. So 5 1/2 by 8, and then you're going to score it at 2 and 6. Got that? Then you're going to turn it on the 5 1/2 inch side, and you're going to line this up at 1 1/4, and you're going to cut at the 2 down to 6. That's it. Then turn it again. You're going to line this at 1 1/4, and again you're going to cut at 2. Now it lines up perfectly. So line it up at 2 down to 6. Cut it between those score lines. And you can pick up the arm. Make sure you reach those score lines. That line was a little bit short. Okay, so now it should look like this. Okay, now you're going to turn it back on the 8 inch side, and you're going to line this edge up over here at 3 inches. And we're going to score, not cut. We're going to score. Oh, wait now. Yeah, we're going to score. So line it up at 3, and then you're going to score between the cut lines. So you're going to line it up at 1 1/4, and you're going to score it down to 4 1/4. So you're not going to cut, you're going to score. So line it up at 3, and then score at 1 1/4 down to 4 1/4. Okay, and then you can go ahead and scoot it down to 4 inches. And then remember, this is 8 inches long, so we're going to score it in half, but we're not going to score it all the way through. We're only going to score it at the top down to that cut line, and then scoring the bottom section up to that score line, or up to that cut line. So line it up at 4, and then you're going to only score up to that cut line, then score the top piece down to that cut line. That's it. Okay? Then we're going to do this again like we did over here at 3. We're going to turn it on the opposite end, line this up at 3, and once again we're going to score between the cut lines at 1 1/4 down to 4 1/4. And there's your card. I know that was a lot of score lines, right? Do you want me to go over it again? I can. We can go over it again. Let me know in the comments if we want to do another video on this, but maybe I should just give you the measurements really quick, all right? 5 1/2 by 8, that's the most important part of your base of your cardstock. You're going to score it at, on the 8 inch side, you're going to score it at 2 and 6. Then you're going to turn it, and you're going to line this edge up at 1 1/4, and you're going to cut from the 2 to the 6, just between those score lines. Make a cut line, then turn it, and again, line this edge up at 1 1/4, and then cut a line from the 2-inch down to 6-inch, again, right here in the center. Then we're going to turn it. Then you're going to line this edge up at 3 inches, and you're going to score right in the center of those 2 cut lines right here. Here's the 2 cut lines right there and right there. So you're going to score there. And then you can also just turn it and line it up at 3 and then score between the cut lines. And then move it down to 4, and you're only going to score the top and the bottom to the score lines. That's it. Okay? So that's it in a quick nutshell. Then we're going to take the 6x6 piece of designer paper. We're going to cut these hearts and these slashes. We're going to cut this at 1 7/8. I'm going to cut 3 strips at 1 7/8. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so now these 2 are going to go on the side panels over here at the 2 and the 6-inch score line. Remember those? So we're going to cut those down to 5 3/8. So we're going to keep this one here for my sides, or my top and my bottom. So I put both of the pieces, the 1 7/8 together. We're just going to cut these at the same time. So 5 3/8. Those are going to fit on the side panels over here. Let me show you really quick. Right here and right here. Okay? Now, you can change a side if you want to do the slashes over here. You can do it all in the hearts. I'm going to do my hearts on the sides, on the ends. And then I'm going to take this extra piece that I cut at 1 7/8. I'm going to turn this over. And then I'm going to, since it's already cut at 1 7/8, I'm going to cut 4 at 1 1/8. So you're going to cut 4 little square rectangles at 1 1/8. And you're going to need 4 of them. Okay, so we got everything out of a 1 piece of 6x6 with a little bit extra. Okay, so these are my squares now. Put these all together here. All right, so those are cut. Now we can assemble. Actually, let me probably use my liquid glue. We're going to assemble these pieces to our base. So let's fold the cardstock first. So we're going to fold it with these panels here coming in to the card. Remember, this would be another way that you could actually fold the card shut, is like this. Okay? So always remember that those are going to go like in a valley fold. So they're going to be folded up. And then you have your peaks here on the bottom and the top right here. Making sure not to fold and crease the center square line right here. And then these sides over here pop up. So this is the way the card looks. Can you see it? So when you fold in your 2 ends, you can fold it flat like this, or you can fold it like this. This would probably be the way that you would actually fold it together, and then you can score it really, really good too. So go ahead and give your bone folder a good burnish on your score lines when it's folded like this. Wait a minute here, let's fold this over like this. Here, let me just crease that back. Okay. Okay, so then this is the way the card is going to set up like this. Okay, then we're going to take our designer paper. I'm going to put the heart side facing up. Here, get my little glue booger off of there. Put one side over here. That's what's nice about Stampin' Up. Everything coordinates. Let me get a napkin. I got glue on my fingernail. All right, remember, I'm over here on the right-hand side on your screen. I'm live over there chatting with all of you, so make sure you pop in over there, especially if you have a question about today's card or anything, any specials that are going on. I'm over there live right now with you during the broadcast when it's actually the broadcast is posted to go live at noon on Friday. So if you're coming in like at 12:15 Eastern time, you can still jump over in the live chat. But once the live broadcast is over, the live chat will be over. But you can still leave a comment below on today's video as well after the live, okay? And then you can also go to my my website, and you can get the up close and personal picture of this, and then also the video will be posted over there. I will try to do a PDF of the measurements and the supplies that I used on today's card if you want that as well, okay? All right, now we're going to go ahead and put our pieces on these 4 little squares right here, and I'm going to put the opposite side facing out, so like the little hashtag, little hashes. Liquid glue works good because it's a little bit more forgiving than your tear and tape or your Stampin' Seal. And last week was our first premiere video that we did. I'm so excited about it. So the idea, this is what I was thinking in my head about the Friday videos. These would be type of cards that I wouldn't necessarily put in like a card kit that we do on Wednesday in the glitter pit. But they might be a technique. It might be a fun fold. It might be a little bit more involved of a card. You know what I mean? So it's just a little bonus for the end of the week. And it's Friday. Happy Friday. So it's always a fun Friday day, right? So we're going to do an extra bonus video on Fridays. So we'll see how you guys like it. Let me know if you guys like it. I need to know. So there's our card decorated so far with all our designer paper. Now, since this is balmy blue, I wouldn't necessarily add another piece of basic white to the back for signing because it is a lighter shade of cardstock. But if you wanted to add more basic white to the side panels for signing like Rebecca did on hers, let me show you hers again. So you can see here how she wrote on the back of her side panels right here. You would cut those at 1 7/8 by 5 3/8. And you can put 2 or you can just put 1. So it's totally up to you. All right. And then I have my piece of basic white, which is cut at 1 7/8 by 2 7/8. And that's going to fit right in the middle of my little center pop out. Now, if you want to stamp on this, I would highly recommend that you stamp on it before you put it into the card. It just makes it go a little bit easier because once you add your basic white and then you stamp, let's say you just mess up somehow, you know, coloring it, you stamp it a little crooked or upside down, because it does happen, then it's not messing up the whole card. You're just messing up the little piece of basic white. So that's easily to be replaced. So then you would just recut another piece. So, but I'm not going to stamp anything on my basic white piece. I'm going to pop up my chickens, and then we're going to pop up the greetings. Okay. So now let me show you how I colored all my chickens. I used the Memento ink and the Stampin' Blends. These are the colors I'm using today. I'm using the Balmy Blue. Remember, these come in a combo pack, so you get the light and the dark. So I'm using both of them today, as well as my Boho Blue Light, just the light one I'm using today, but this also comes in the dark and the light. The Pumpkin Pie Light, and then I'm also using the light Bubble Bath, just because I want to color the shorts. So now these are my chickens, or my roosters, already cut out. This rooster looks like he's got an attitude, and I like it. He's kind of sarcastic. I like it. I kind of got a sarcastic attitude myself. So then this one looks like she's not really too impressed, or he's not really too impressed. So I gave him blue, pink, polka dot shorts. And then this one looks like he's really sassy. And then this one just looked like he don't even care who's got the attitude. So now this is the one I used in the center. So let me give you the thoughts on the center pop-up part of this card. So depending on how you fold it, it won't matter what size chicken you put here. So you can see on my finished one here, I put the big fat rooster in the center. And you can see he hangs over a little bit of the edge. That's totally cool. Don't let them hang over on these panels, because if you're folding it over, see, it's going to interfere with the closing part of the card. But since he's in the center, there's no interference with the overhang, with whatever you're using, the chickens or, you know, whatever, the monkeys, whatever you want to use on your card. Okay. So more of the slim, narrow chickens on these panels. And then you can use like the big fat rooster, or this one, because he's kind of bigger than the panel, maybe a little bit. I think I want to use this one for the center for my card today with you. Okay. So that's the little tip for the center panel part. All right. So let me show you how I colored the chickens. These are, I'm just going to give you a heads up. These are just pieces of scrap, basic white. So when my husband makes my thank you notes and or the card kits, he has extra pieces of basic white. So he brings me in like a stack like this high, and I have it on my desk. So it's just used for scrap. So I'll just grab a panel if I need to stamp something and cut it out. So that's what these pieces are. There's no certain sizes. It's just scrap, what I'm using for scrap. Okay. All right. Now let me get my chicken. I don't know which one I'm going to color. Let me see. Which one do we want to color? Let me color this polka dotted one with the shorts. He's kind of cute, right? Okay. So, and this is just to show you what I did for the coloring part, because I like the feathers. That's where the boho blue and the balmy blue kind of tie in together. All right, so we're going to stamp our rooster onto the scrap piece of cardstock. Okay, let me zoom in a little bit so you guys can see this better. Okay, like that. Oh, like that. That's better. All right, we're going to still use my Memento ink because I didn't cut any of the greetings out. Okay, so we're going to start with the balmy blue first, and we're going to color the body of my rooster with the balmy blue, the neck, and the head part, all in balmy blue. There is a little bit for the legs that I colored in balmy blue. But for the most part, it's the top of the head, the neck, and the wings and the body. Okay? Then I took the balmy blue dark. Oh, wait. I got to start the feathers. So on the feathers, I took the balmy blue light, and I just started at the base of the feathers to kind of blend in the body with the feathers. Like that. Then I took the balmy blue dark, and again, I'm going to go right on the feathers. I'm just going to start right where I left off with the light. I'm just going to color a little bit of the dark with the balmy blue. Okay. Then I'm going to take the boho blue. That's a little bit darker than the balmy blue, and I thought the transition to the darker was a little bit more subtle with the boho blue, but you could definitely use the azure afternoon. You can, you know, there's other blues that you can use, but I like the boho blue for the dark, and then it's not quite too dark, you know, but it is adding a little bit of darker at the end of the tails, or the feathers, I should say. Okay, so that's how I colored the feathers. Isn't it cute? And then I colored all the chicken's eyelids with the balmy, or the boho blue dark. Look at her eye. Let me show you up close what her eye's doing. It's just like, really? I know that look. I do that look. All right, then I'm going to color the polka dots on the shorts with the boho blue dark. So cute. And then the orange, pumpkin pie, I should say, pumpkin pie, is going to be for the gobbler, the beak, and his feet. Sorry, I don't know all the parts of the rooster, the chicken. But you guys know what I'm talking about. Then I'm going to take the bubble bath, the light, and we're going to color in the shorts. Because this rooster's got an attitude, and he is not afraid to wear pink. Right? I just think it's funny. There you go. So that's how I colored all the roosters. So let me show you these up close now. This one, so you can kind of see the different shades of the blue on the feathers. This one, it's kind of blurry. You gotta zoom out and then go back in. Then this is the one we just colored. And all these roosters have the coordinating dies too. And then with the die collection, I'll show you that again here in a second. But that one's cute. All right, so there's my 4 roosters. But look, you get the extra images in this collection. You get like a north, south, east, or west, like a windmill kind of a thing, a fence, a sun or a sunset, and then a birthday cake and a skateboard. Like, the skateboard was so random, right? Like, oh, that's what I think of as a rooster with the skateboard. But it's just the fun of this stamp set is supposed to be like whimsical fun for all generations. And the skateboard, I think, kind of ties into like the younger generation. So it's very cute. So we have all the roosters have their dies. So I went ahead and die cut those out. Now let me get my scrap paper again. You guys know where that's at. Right over here. I'm going to grab a couple pieces of those. And we're going to stamp our greetings. Let me put my rooster back in here. All right, so we're going to stamp. I forget what these say here. What does this one say? Oh, yeah, you've got something to crow about. All right, so we're going to stamp this down here, right? And then I'm going to stamp, you rule the roost. That one's going in the center, and we're going to cut that up into separate words. Okay, so you rule the roost. Sorry, I'm off camera here. Forgot to zoom out. All right. And then one more greeting is the birthday. I could probably fit it in here. Let me just squeeze it over here. There we go. So we didn't need the 2. Okay, so you rule the roost. You've got something to crow about, and it's your birthday. Let me get my paper snips. Zoom back out. There we go. All right, so what we're going to do is we're just going to hand cut these greetings out. I definitely want them to fit onto the panels of the side panels of the card. So I just wanted to make sure that they would be small enough. But you could definitely use the circle dies or a fancy die cut that you wanted to give it a shape to it. I want to get my dimensionals. I need my mini dimensionals. I'm pulling all my right there. They are. Hold on. One moment, please. I just need some mini dimensionals. Okay, so it's your birthday is going to go on the first panel. And then you've got something to crow about is going to go on the last panel. I'm just cutting it down. Like that looks pretty good. That one might get 2 dimensionals on it. These are the mini, the black. What's nice with the black mini dimensionals is you get a pack, or you get, I think it's 2 packs of the minis and 2 packs of the full size. Oh wait, I don't need that yet. I gotta cut this one. Now this is the one we're gonna cut into separate words. So you rule the roost. I'm gonna cut it down really tight. Right? And then we're gonna cut these words separate. So you rule the roost is gonna be one word or one panel. Put a dimensional on that one. Mini dimensional on you. or roost, or you rule, and then the roost, right? Yeah. All right, now let's go ahead and grab our roosters and put them on our card. So I'm thinking I'm going to put this one in the center just because he's a little bit more wider. So I'm going to put him right in the center. Get those mini dimensionals again. And of course, you could color these chickens whatever color you want. Like if you want to make it for a girl, you could definitely color it with the bubble bath. I just went with the blue, and it wasn't planned, I'm telling you. It looks like it was, but it wasn't. But you can color them in Highland Heather. You can color them in Fresh Freesia. Whatever, you know, matchy-matchy. So this is going to go in the center of my little 1 7/8 by 2 7/8. And then we're going to pop up the You Rule the Roost. That's going to go in the center. So the U is going to come over here to the left. And then this one says Rule. You Rule. And then the Roost. Pretty cute. And then this one's going to go under the feet. You Rule the Roost. So you can see that right there, right? Then it's just a matter of popping your other roosters up on the side panels, right? And like I had mentioned, I'm going to put the hat, or It's Your Birthday, I think is what it is. Yeah, It's Your Birthday. That one's going to go over here with the shorts. So It's Your Birthday. Yeah, that's going to go on the first panel. So when they read it, I mean, typically we read left to right, right? So It's Your Birthday. You Rule the Roost. And then this one is going to go over here. So cute. Kind of giving it an eyeball right across the center. Lining them up so they're symmetrical. And then you've got something to crow about. Isn't that cute? Okay, so then this is going to go underneath this one here. This one's kind of a tight fit, so you might have to trim it down a little bit tighter. Because you don't want that to interfere with the panel closing on the card when you mail it. But it's good. Just trim it down to fit on there really good. Just like that. Ta-da! Isn't it cute? And then you have an extra chicken. But I'll show you the one that I did here. This one is the first one I did with the plumpier chicken, or the chunky chicken, right? And then what else I did is I took these, I think these are boho blue color. I feel like they are, because then there's lemon lolly, and then the either pecan pie or the copper clay. These are adhesive back solid gems. So I have some blue ones left here. I'm going to use those for my side panels here. One just popped off here. I'm just going to put them along. 3 of them with each of the birds on the panel. And there's like 3 different sizes. So I'm just randomly putting the 3 different sizes around the birds, or the roosters. Yep, just like that. You could also put some on in the center too if you wanted. But it just catches a little bit of the shine from the gems. Aren't they cute? This card is so adorable. Let me show you the other ones here that I got that inspired this card for me. Okay, so this is the one from Rebecca. She decorated the same as I did. She did the panels and then the 4. And then she even decorated the sides, which you could do that too right here. Okay, so same, but different. And then Sharon, she did all designer paper on all the pieces. And then she put the greeting here. Isn't that cute? And then she also did like, it looks like a belly band for the closure, but that's the way she had it closed. So it wouldn't be confusing for me, right? Thank you, Sharon. But I love it. And then this pops out. See how that pops out? So once again, you can close it like this. Well, you can't really close it like this. This is the only way you can close it with the faux belly band. But typically you could have them, or you could fold it like this, right? Fold it over. Or they could fold it closed like this. And then you would sign the back too. Okay? All right. Thanks for hanging out with me this Friday. Hey, if you have any questions, please let me know below or on the live chat. We're still over there. Go ahead and pop it in there. Also, join me on Wednesday. We're live at 3 o'clock Eastern. We're having card kit. Well, actually just posted. Card kit number 33 using the Zoo Crew / Zany Zoo bundle. So cute. Really cute birthday cards. That video is posted down below on my YouTube channel if you want to check that out. But join me next Friday at noon. Again, we'll do another premiere video, all right? I love you guys. I'll see you guys next